Pittsburgh Steelers running back Najee Harris officially speaks to the media for the first time since the end of last season. So, Najee Harris, when in OTAs and minicamp with the Steelers, he made it clear that he was not going to speak to the media at all until at least the start of OTAs. He didn't want to be bugged by the media, and he didn't have to talk. It was in his contract that he doesn't have to talk, and it's not mandatory, so he decided not to. But now he has spoken. Najee Harris, when the cameras were rolling at the FANMIO broadcast of the Diaz and Masvidal boxing card that just occurred on Sunday evening, someone who was in attendance was Najee Harris. And he was in an interview done. And he was briefly appeared on the broadcast and asked about the upcoming season for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And this is what he had to say in his first quote since the end of last season. Feeling good, man. We did good this offseason. Obviously, we picked up our 2 quarterbacks, so we're excited about it. We think we're going to have a lot of good things happening this year. End quote. So, that is Najee Harris speaking to the media. That's all he was asked. That was all he said, but he spoke to the media, and you could tell he's excited about the season. Many people thought, hey, maybe he would be mad because his 5th-year option was not picked up by the Steelers, and it was not exercised. It would have guaranteed Harris $6.79 million for the 2025 season, but instead, Najee Harris is now in the final year of his contract, making a free agent after the season. So many people thought, hey, maybe he's mad. Maybe he's not talking to the media because he doesn't want to be asked questions about his contract situation. He doesn't have to talk to the media. He decided not to, but now this was the first time that he did. So, with this interview done, it seems as though Najee Harris is bringing a positive attitude toward the Pittsburgh Steelers, and him mentioning both quarterbacks is a big deal as well, because obviously he could have just mentioned the starting quarterback. He could have just mentioned, hey, we added a new starting quarterback to the roster, excited for the season. But no, he acknowledged both quarterbacks being on the roster, meaning that maybe there is more competition to come further down the road, and both guys may have an impact. But anyway, looking at this Najee Harris situation, just from a whole, Omar Khan already said about the 5th-year option, it was a business decision, but it does not exclude the team and him from working out a long-term deal with Najee Harris that maybe would come before the start of the season. Because if you look at it, the Steelers do not negotiate contracts in season. They haven't done it in the past, and they're not going to plan on starting now just because Kevin Colbert's gone and Omar Khan's there. They're still not working on contracts during the season. So Najee Harris, he has until basically the start of the season to try to get a contract done. But it seems as though, even though he was talked about in a bad light basically for all this time, that he's bringing a positive attitude towards the Pittsburgh Steelers. Also, the reason why this video is even being made about Najee Harris talking to the media is because it was made such a big deal of, hey, he doesn't want to speak to the media, he's pissed off at how the Steelers media has been covering him, and he just doesn't want to speak to them, and he would rather just not because he doesn't have to. And that was made a big deal about his attitude towards the team. Maybe he's pissed off at the team, maybe he's pissed off at the media, maybe he is mad at the team, maybe he is mad at the media, but he doesn't have to speak to the media. It's not in his contract to do so. He has to do it when he actually has to. He doesn't have to do it when everyone else wants. So you look at Najee Harris, and he decided to speak to a media that was not Pittsburgh media. It was outside. It was during the fight. So obviously he had a little bit more control or less control because they went to him and maybe it was already on the broadcast, so he had to speak about it. So you just have to look at it from a whole perspective. And when you look at the Steelers media, they haven't really covered Najee Harris in a good light since he's been in Pittsburgh, about some of the stories that's come out on him, always saying how he's mad and stuff. And you could kind of see how his attitude has changed over the years with the media. When he first came in, he was a person who would always give so good answers. He would always give some bright ideas to the media, be kind of laughing and fooling around with them. But now over the last couple seasons, it seems as though that has tired down because maybe he reads the articles, maybe he reads what comes out on him, that the media is putting out on him, and he doesn't want to joke around with them anymore because it's not like they're talking good about him like they first did. So you have to look at it from all perspectives. Maybe that's the reason. Or maybe he just doesn't want to. It's Najee Harris' decision. This is what he did speak about when he did speak about the team. So obviously he's bringing towards a positive ad towards the Steelers and excited for the season, as we all are. As he should be too, because when you look at this team, it is now going to be a run first offense. They brought in Arthur Smith, a run first offense coordinator. That's what he did with Derrick Henry in Tennessee. And now they rebuilt the offensive line, got 2 new starting pieces along the offensive line. It's another year of Broderick Jones development. It's another year of Isaac Seumalo, James Daniels doing what they do and being on this team for another season, building camaraderie with the team. So you look at this offensive line, you look at this offense coordinator, you look at this offense in general, and even now with Russell Wilson, he likes running the ball, doing play action passes. So it's going to be a more heavily involved in Najee Harris and running back scheme. Also, Jalen Warren. So it may even be a bigger year than expected for Najee Harris, which can make his numbers skyrocket. And what does that help? That helps him get a contract. That helps him and the money that he earns per year go up. If he's able to have a run first offense and be more utilized in an offense that's not Matt Canada's, it should help his numbers a lot. If he was able to get 1,000-yard seasons in 3 straight years since coming out of college with this type of offense with Matt Canada calling it, then I'm sure he'll be able to get it once again this season with Arthur Smith, with an offense being based around Najee Harris and Jalen Warren. So he should be happy with the season. And we should all be excited about a run first offense and hopefully a better scheme offense in Pittsburgh. So with that being said, you also look at Najee Harris, and apparently he has trimmed down a lot. He's actually lost quite a lot of weight and has gotten in a little bit quicker for this upcoming season because more of a workload will be on him. So he will have to be more shifty and stuff like that. You look at Najee Harris, and his trainer says that he has trimmed down, and analysis has confirmed that as well. Just recently, Craig Wolfe, a radio analyst for the Pittsburgh Steelers, basically confirmed the report that he has slimmed down, saying this: Najee Harris has slimmed down, dropped some weight. Now think about this. When Le'Veon Bell, before he was drafted, Mike Tomlin said to him, you need to drop some weight, about 20 pounds. Lev Bell did. Lev Bell, no matter how it ended up, this guy was terrific running back. Now we see Najee Harris has decided he came into the spring and he has dropped some weight as well. End quote. So when you look at Le'Veon Bell, he came in and he played at 230 pounds, heavier than he did at his Michigan college career. After staying big as a rookie, Bell shed the weight into the 215, 220 range and then transformed his body as a sophomore in the NFL even more. And that allowed him to become an even better running back. And when he did that, lost the weight, he became an all-pro back. And now in Najee Harris, after playing big throughout his NFL career, coming out of Alabama, he weighed at 232 pounds, but he played closer to 240, he said. So now that number since 2021 has pushed even lower, and you could tell that he got even slimmer. He said personally that he lost weight last offseason, and now it's been reported that he lost weight even more. So when you look at this, it could really help him because he is a running back who struggles with kind of burst and speed. He is more of a power back. So if he's able to keep his power, but then also lose a few pounds, being able to become more shifty and just be able to have more speed or a little bit more speed, it could really help his game, especially with more of a workload being on him. He has to be able to be light on his feet. So Najee Harris, he has lost weight according to some analysis, and even his trainer Josh Scott noted Harris was down roughly 7 pounds, down to 235 earlier this offseason in May. So it's really unclear if he'll continue to trim down before week 1 or if he's going to be staying at that 235 weight. But anyway, he has knocked down a few pounds and it looks like he's ready for a big off season in terms of training camp, preseason, and then a huge regular season to fully make the Steelers regret not picking up his 5th-year option at the running back spot. So he's ready for a big season. Hopefully he does have that big season and helps push the Steelers towards a playoff run. But anyway, this is the end of this video. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below on both topics. Just Najee Harris speaking to the media in general. Is it a big deal? Is it not a big deal? And why do you think he just doesn't want to speak to the media? Do you think it's just because he doesn't have to, or he just doesn't want to because of the narrative that has been pushed around him? And he doesn't have to. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below on that, and let me know your thoughts down in the comments below about him getting slimmer to have more workload on him this offseason and this season. Let me hear their thoughts. And also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn notifications if you like serious content, analysis, reports. I cover everything from news, rumors, analysis, everything like that. All the highlights of training camp and analysis on it will be on this channel coming here in a few weeks, so stay tuned to that. And I'm covering all preseason, regular season, everything with the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is a spot for it. If you like listening to Pittsburgh Steelers news and not reading it, this is a spot for you. So turn notifications to this channel, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys all later. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.